Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Inside and Out. I am Brent West, along with Jack the Bomber Lord and Rodney West. And we will be talking professional wrestling. And if you've got any questions, you're watching it live. If you're watching this live, you have any questions, go ahead and send your questions in now. Or you just have a comment you'd like to make on posts that we've done, on videos that we've done, go ahead and do that. And if you're watching this on tape, then go ahead and ask your question. We'll try to answer it on the comments. Jack, Russell South, Saturday night, a big card. You had a tribute to Bobby Eaton that night. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
We had a really good turnout. Michael St. John came out and handled the opening thing for Bobby, which was very appropriate, I thought. And I actually didn't know till that day, and then he messaged me and said, "Hey, is there anything I can do to help?" So he agreed to come, and it was a very emotional night. We did the guy that was actually ringing supposed to ring the 10 bell, was a good friend of his, and I just happened to think I might need to go over there with him, and I wound up having to do the 10 bell because he was just too tore up to do it. We had a lot of Bobby's family in attendance. It was a good night, that we honored him, and then the guys really turned it up. We had a great show that night. I have absolutely zero negative comments from anybody. Well, I can say that since we started. So, but anyway, it was a great night. Great way to honor Bobby.
You return September 12th. Is that when you return there?
Yeah, Sunday, September 12th, with a 3 o'clock Alabama time start time. We can't get the facility on Saturday nights again until after the first of the year. So we've had to move to Sunday afternoons. And I had one person comment, well, I can't come because of church. And I said, how long-winded is that preacher? Because if you ain't out of there by 3 o'clock, you got a problem.
That's a long service. So September 12th, get there. If you've not seen Russell South yet, you'd be in for a treat. Great wrestling, old school, professional wrestling. If there is a such thing as old school, I'm not for sure there really are, but if there is, then that's. We say, as Ricky Morton says, wrestling the way it should be. I think that's how he puts it. Yeah. So while we're talking about professional wrestling and wrestling the way it should be, we wanted to tell everybody about Friday, October 8th. If you're watching this right now and you're around Lafayette, Georgia, at the Rec Center, we're going to have a big blindfold battle royal. If you've never seen that, you'll enjoy that. Tickets are on sale right now at livechampionshipwrestling.com, or you can message us and we'll get you some tickets that way. But a big tournament that night as well for the belt that's behind Rodney. It will not go to someone that night, but it'll be the first rounds, and we'll have a great show. And so if you're in the area, it's only $15, and based on what I've seen, how much tickets are today, that is a bargain when you think of it. Tickets are expensive to things these days, I've noticed. But y'all's tickets are at Russell South 15 and 10, right? You got general admission.
Yeah, 10 general admission, 15 ringside.
All right, so the tickets in Lafayette $15, and you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be a great show. I think everybody will enjoy it. Rodney, any news that you need to tell us about?
I have absolutely no news, except I'm happy to see that on the side that John Cena is working at Subway, because that's what he looks like he's dressed like.
All right, Jack, we've got to also tell everybody that we're going to make our first live appearance on, I believe, Thursday, September 23rd. Can you tell people a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's
Eddie Long's
Holla Holla fan experience.
Thank you.
And the Steiner brothers are going to be there. I'm sure that'll be a joyful experience, but to each their own. Go see them; they'll be there. Buff Bagwell's going to be there, hopefully straight. But anyway, there's going to be Mike Jackson is going to be there. So if you don't come for any other reason, come see Mike Jackson because he's 100 years old and he can probably still outwork everybody in the business anyway.
And he looks great, by the way. I saw a photograph of him. Great shape. Who else is going to be there? There's a couple others. Johnny Swinger.
Johnny Swinger from Impact Wrestling. There's a couple of the he was the Yeti in WCW.
Yes, I know who you are. He also wrestled for Dusty Rhodes as Turnbuckle champion.
Yes, super nice guy. Right? Yeah. And Kiwi, I think something. Alan Funk was his real name. He's going to be there. There's quite a few folks that's going to be there. So just look that up on our page. There's links there, and you can buy tickets for it, and come out and see us. I had a big pretty banner printed up with our picture on it. Yeah.
So if you don't know what we look like, you can look on the picture.
That's right.
You'll know that we're there.
I can imagine
and if we set out of order, my name is not Brent. Okay.
One thing that we will do, we will go live there as long as our phones will allow us to go live. We've not been there, so we don't know if we can go live, but we will be going live as much as we can. As long as we can, we'll let people see what we're doing live right on our YouTube page at least. So I don't know that we'll be able to do or it'd be Facebook. I'm not for sure we can do YouTube. We won't know until we get there. So, but we will go live somehow if we can, and we'll take you along for the ride if you're way away and you can't get to Dalton, Georgia at Big D's Flea Market. Big D's Flea Market in Dalton, Georgia, September 23rd. I believe it's from 5 to 10 p.m. I believe that's what I heard. Is there going to be any wrestling matches there, or is it just?
No, it's just the fan appearance, the appearances.
Just meet and greet. All right. So we'll meet you and we'll greet you and we'll talk wrestling. So make sure you get there in Dalton, Georgia. Something else we want to talk about. I believe it is official. I maybe not, but is CM Punk going to show up this Friday night?
Well, if he doesn't, AEW might as well shut the doors because they have
this Friday, right?
Yeah, they have led people to. Tony Khan has flat out said this is going to be the biggest wrestling show of the year, and if you don't deliver him, it's not going to be. I don't care. I don't care who you bring in. They're not going to be ready for anybody except CM Punk. Now, my understanding is from talking to a few folks, he has signed. He has agreed to 10 to 12 matches a year. But he will be an almost weekly presence on the show, even if he doesn't wrestle.
Gotcha. All right. So that we look forward to seeing CM Punk return after 8 years. I believe he has not been in the wrestling ring. So I hope he's been wrestling somewhere. I hope he's been working.
He actually just got through filming that new TV show that premiered today on Stars called Heels. And so he was actually over in Georgia filming that. And I know the stunt coordinator there, and he told me that guy was in ring shape. He could go today.
There you go. So we'll look forward to that. Also, another thing we want to talk about: Nature Boy Ric Flair, which was he was let go by the WWE. He shows up at AAA in Mexico for the AAA organization. I believe. How do you say the guy's name that's going to marry Charlotte Flair? I just cannot get that.
Andrade El Idolo.
They're going to get married. Well, Ric Flair shows up, walking down the aisle. I think Charlotte was there as well. I believe she was advertised to be in Charlotte, North Carolina on that particular day, but she did not show up for WWE. But Ric Flair gets in the ring. Pretty bad chop to what's the guy's? I never remember the guy from AEW.
Kenny Omega. We can forget his name now.
But he gives him the chop. Conan comes in. He gives the big chop to him, and they both. I think they both. I could be wrong, but I just watching Flair. Put the figure 4 leg lock on him, and I'm pretty sure it got over there. I did not hear the fans. I didn't get to hear any video. Have y'all heard the video of this?
I haven't yet. I somebody told me it was on YouTube, but I haven't looked it up yet.
But there's what's happening. That was just the things that I saw going on today.
And two points of that is, one, he did not charge AAA anything to do that, and he chartered his own private jet to go down there to make the appearance, and also revealed that he is under absolutely no other obligation with WWE. When they let him go, that was it. He was free that day to do whatever he wants to from now on.
And he's going to probably show up at AEW. Yeah. That's probably going to happen very soon.
Well, he hasn't said anything, but Andrade has said several times he wants him and Charlotte with him at AEW.
And I can see that happening. There's so many people not very happy with what's going on in WWE, but at the same time, I don't know that Vince is very happy with anybody as well. So I don't know what's going on there. That seems like just a crazy misfit stuff going on with Triple H, and it all could be a work, and we could all see what they're going to be doing in the weeks to come.
Well, we'll find out if within a few months Triple H shows up at AEW.
Oh, that'd be horrible. You never know. Vince could have something to do with AEW. Nobody.
There's a big conspiracy theory about that out there. I don't know. I don't think that's true because WWE is a publicly traded company, and that would have to come out in some of their filings somewhere.
All right, Rodney. Anything before we talk to the
No, let's get right to it. Let's do it.
Let's see what everybody's got to say. And I'm sorry, I always forget Kenny Omega. Now I want everybody to understand. I just have not, but I have heard that the show has really gotten better. And it is a pretty good show. They said they did something 2 nights in a row, and they did things to tell a story for the very next night. And they said it was very good. They were telling a story, which is good to know. Did you see any of that, Jack?
Yeah, I've watched all of that. Now I kind of zone out when Kenny Omega's in the ring, but I'll give them this: they're doing a good story with him.
I'd say I haven't seen it, but I've heard that it is pretty decent. So get over there, and if you've not watched Ring of Honor, you might want to watch it. Some of the WWE guys may end up being showed up at Ring of Honor, so you might want to see what's going to happen there. I don't know about Impact. I've never really watched the new Impact Wrestling since it was bought by that group in Canada. But what's the other? Is there any other wrestling organizations that we need to tell people about?
Well, those are the main ones. Well, you've got MLW.
I don't think I've ever watched that.
Yeah, Court Bauer is the head of that, and they have a very good product. They're like WWE. They use the language that I don't care for, but their product is solid.
All right, now let's go see what we've got to everybody. Glenn Allen Shelton is with us. Hello, all. Mike Rollerson.
There you go. You always get it number 2.
That's right. Good evening, everyone. Chaplain Freddie Rooster Roper. Didn't even have a problem with that today. Beautiful, by the way. If you've not been checking on Freddie. He's got some beautiful photographs he's just done. I think it was a Christmas one. He had just finished over there on Instagram. Look him up. Beautiful photograph that he's got. Jason Monday. Hey, everyone. Whoa! I just knocked my water over. I'm glad the top was on. Chad Mojo Hitter Coleman. Hello there, guys. Great to see you again. Great to see you. Sipo Akangas. I guess he was. Hello. Let's see. I think we already, he must have hit it twice. Diane is with us. Diane. Brothers. Hello, brothers, Brent and Rodney. I still, to this day, and I believe Alf is still with us.
Yes, he is.
And he's still around. And that was in 1987, I believe, when we got half. So he's still with us. And hello to you, Dr. Philbo Grice. Hey, hello, gentlemen, from soggy Dothan, Alabama. entertaining Fred at the moment. Jason Reed, who is the most overrated WWE wrestler of 2021? Jack?
The most overrated. All of them. And I say that completely in jest because I think everybody on that roster are superior talents. I think they're every one, with the exception of Roman Reigns, being misused.
All right, Rodney, most overrated WWE wrestler of 2021.
Let's see. There's so many. No, I'm just.
No, they've gotten rid of a lot of them. So,
well, I'm not sure that hurt them any. I don't think it did. I'm going to go with Mysterio. Ray's son, I can't think of his Dominic.
Dominic, yes, great outfits. Tall, good-looking kid who has never ever gone into a gym anywhere in the world.
Yeah, I'll just be honest. Ziggler is just very difficult to watch.
And at one time, Zoff was a very great wrestler. I believe he just got to the point he didn't want to be there anymore. I think he did one out of his contract at one time.
Yeah. Well, he worked with a handshake deal for a long time because he didn't want to sign a contract. And he was happy just to come in and work for a few months and then be off for a few months. And I can see him as one of the guys that'll get cut before much longer because they pay him a lot of money.
Fernando Zayas, I believe he would say this. I'm changing my name, Fernando. From now on, I'll be Fernando West. That's just going to be my name from now on. Bobby Eaton, the best tag team wrestler ever in the history of wrestling. I would agree with you there. Very good tag team. Now, Ole and Gene Anderson were very good as well. So I can't, on a tag team list, I'm not going to give them my own way because they may or may not be on my list. I won't go like Rodney does. We'll eventually do the tag team wrestling. They may or may not be on my list. So I'll tell people what my list is. Good evening. I think we've already talked to Michael. Hello, everyone. I hope all is well. Rick Brooks. Terrence Hardy. Jack, do you think Bianca and Sasha have a COVID?
I haven't even read any of the spoiler stuff, so I really couldn't say. I hope not.
I think they're both gone, though, right? They were supposed to be on
I think they got pulled off the pay-per-view. What little I caught.
Well, you never know. They may got mad.
And that's a disaster because that was how SmackDown ended.
Well, here's the thing, though. If just one of them has some kind of issue, I think it's probably better to pull both of them off and hold that match because they have.
See, my opinion of this is if you sign a contract and you're unable to perform, you must be stripped of the title.
I didn't know.
Don't say stripped to Vince because he takes it a whole different way. We don't want to go back there.
This is true. Kevin Penley. Hey, guys, got a question for all three of you. Could Bruno have done the schedule the NWA champions like Flair and Race done for the 6 years he held the WWF title?
Well, honestly, he had quite a schedule. That was one of the reasons why he wanted to drop the title the first time anyway. He was tired of being on the road. Now, he wasn't at every WWF event, but he was at the key cities, and he worked Canada, several other promotions that he worked for during that time. So he would be on the road 5 days a week.
And plus did a lot of publicity. He might be in the towns doing publicity, doing interviews, and so Rodney, what do you think?
Oh yeah, he could have done it, no doubt.
No doubt. He was in great shape.
It was fantastic,
I'm glad that question wasn't.
And the thing about it is he was over in those areas, so he didn't have to do much anyway. He could just walk to the ring, and the people would just explode.
I was going to say I don't know that he could have went everywhere that Flair and Race and all them went and got over the same way.
No,
No.
no. But at the same time, Bruno did try to come. He did try to come to the South, and people just didn't. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, Harley Race went to the North and got over. So
Yeah.
and Terry Funk and Ric Flair. So
Harley was adaptable.
Yeah.
Bruno was pretty. I mean, he was the Italian strongman, and
Yeah.
I mean that's just what he was.
And was over though, man. If you go back,
Oh
and look
yeah,
at tapes of him, man.
one of my favorites. He's on my list. Spoiler alert.
Oh. And it may or may not be on Rodney's.
And
I saw-
and he's ahead of Ric Flair.
Whoa.
Ooh, well, all right.
So when we get there, and
Next year.
tomorrow night, don't forget tomorrow night on the next video.
I think we have to catch up. Don't we need 2 for tomorrow night?
Yeah,
Well,
we do.
We'll go ahead and do 2 then, but where are we at? We're on 88, right? Number 88.
Right.
People, if you're a Facebook, if you looked at Facebook, you know who my 88 is. I won't tell you here, but we'll talk about that person and then we'll go ahead and do 87. I saw an old match from WCW today involving Kenyon. Who was that? Jack, would you like to?
Chris Kenyon, superb athlete. One of those guys who just never got used to his full potential. Wound up, I believe he committed suicide. Dealt with a lot of mental health issues. Great guy. Everybody loved him. I love the Mortis gimmick.
Oh,
that he did.
I love that.
I thought that was so innovative. Again, though, it was something that got over with the fans, but he wasn't rubbing the right elbows. So,
yeah, and to me, he was very good. He just missed opportunity with Chris Kenyon. Did he get to the WWF?
I want to say that he did, but I don't think he lasted long.
Taylor Bowling is with us. Russell South is the best shows you will come to.
And that comes straight from the brand new Russell South heavyweight champion.
I saw that. Congratulations, Taylor, on your win and the first Russell South heavyweight champion. John Cena joke. Sipo Kanga says, John Cena joke. Love it.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see.
I just laugh every time I see his little saying comes up there and once his loyalty on it. I'm thinking, who's he loyal to? I'm sure the Chinese.
Yeah.
The Chinese.
Ron Reese.
Reese is that guy's name. He said.
Yeah.
That's Ron Studd. We knew him as Ron Studd.
Yeah.
Big giant of a man.
Yeah, because I'm 6'4", and he and I wrestled several times, and that's one of the few guys besides John Studd that I actually had to look up to.
A very nice guy, by the way. So get over there to Dalton and meet him. You'll enjoy talking with him. Talk to him about Yeti, because I think that may be one of his most popular things he ever did. So give him a talk about.
Well, I don't know about popular, but
but no, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
There's somebody else going to be there. Is Don Sanders going to be there or something?
Yes. Don Donut is going to be there.
Yeah, so you can come over here and see him. Ask him a little bit. He'll know a lot about. I think he wrestled for Ann Guckle, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. He's very knowledgeable. Another great guy.
All right, so get over there and see him too. Do you know who we're going to be by on that particular?
I have no idea yet. I can find out.
Yeah, let's make sure there's not somebody that just hates our guts.
Yeah. Where's the Steiner brothers? We want on the other side of the room.
So Jim Cornette told somebody one time he was supposed to be there, and that not boogeyman. What was the guy's name? The guy with the little puppet, whatever that guy's name is. He told him, he said, make sure we're on opposite rooms, opposite sides. So Diane said, I just saw Mike Jackson wrestle Saturday night. Is that Jasper, Georgia? I mean, not Jasper, Alabama. Is that where he's running?
He wrestles there for another guy. He runs somewhere right below Birmingham. I can't remember the name of the place.
I'm pretty sure Mike Jackson's not even on the internet. I'm pretty sure you don't even.
He has a page, but he does not maintain that page. Somebody else does it for him.
Michael Barr said, hello, Mickey Mayfield. Who was the friendliest wrestler? Who was the biggest?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jack, I'll let you start with that. Friendliest wrestler, biggest L.
Bobby Eaton, with Ricky Steamboat a close second. The biggest. Well, let's see. How many people are out there? Lex Luger.
Rodney?
Oh, well, that was all a bunch of friendly ones. Pork Chop Cash, awesome. Just awesome. Dutch Mantel, awesome. But the biggest one with us was Ken Wayne, as far as the other. And it's nothing about his ability. We respected his ability, but man, you did not want him in the same car with you. I mean, he would drive you completely and totally nuts. If you said it was raining, he would tell you that's a misconception. That's only a figment of your imagination.
Tremendous wrestler, but boy,
He's
he was
awesome, man. Whew.
Friendliest wrestlers. There's so many of them. Brett Armstrong, Bobby Eaton,
so far, the vast majority of the folks in the business were nice people.
Yes.
You just had those few egomaniacs that made it bad for everybody. It's like with Kenny Wayne. I love being in the ring with Kenny Wayne. I hated to share a dressing.
Mark Merrow was another one you could not stand to be around. I mean, this man went out of his way to find you in the building so he could be a jerk. And his wife was not too far away from him either.
For those people who don't know who that is, that'd be Sable.
She was awful. I told her she could go sit in the car. She come into the building and started making demands. I said, I don't know whose show you're at, but you don't make demands, and your husband's not big and has a big enough name to start making demands. I said, why don't you go sit in the car if you don't like it in here? Because she asked me where she's going to sit. She wanted a special chair for her. I said, well, no, those chairs are sold. You can sit up there in the bleachers with everybody else. You want me to sit up there with those people? I said, well, you could either sit up there with those people who are paying the bills, or you can sit in the car. Whichever you prefer.
Do you know when we first started doing the developmental territory, Bill Watts was the guy that's over that. And he would make sure the dad had a main event match, a Ricky Steamboat against Dustin Rhodes, every play. Very successful everywhere we went. Packed houses, gymnasium, recreation centers, did tremendous business. Then Ole Anderson took over.
Max Payne against Johnny B. Bad. And boy,
and
it certainly was. It was awful.
Max Payne was a nice guy. Is he still with us, Max Payne?
I'm not sure.
And Max Payne had that. It's a tremendous hold, and he was big enough. But Mark Merrill left something to be desired. I'll just tell you right now, in ring and out. For that matter.
Yeah, I will go with Mark Merrow in that. And now he knows that he was that way based on what he is saying today. Now, I don't know that he's just saying that because he can go do motivational things. He may still be the same butthole. He just does motivational saying he's not that bad anymore. I don't know. But he was pretty bad.
Well, we had Chris the Saint.
Yes.
Okay. He's real good friends with Mark, and we had talked, and he said he really had changed.
Well, that's
good. Yeah, I'm glad.
Because he was horrible back in the 1990. When did we do that developmental? It was a couple of 4 years. From
92, I believe it was, wasn't it?
96, maybe.
Yeah, it was.
Right when Bischoff took over.
By the way, Max Payne is still with us. He is 59 years old.
Oh, yeah, I like Max Payne. I think he could have done something.
Yeah.
He was a nice guy, too, by the way. And the time, Tex Schlesinger and Shanghai Pierce was there at the time. Two very nice guys.
And probably one of the hardest wrestlers we had worked so hard was Dallas Page. I mean, he was putting 100% out there every night.
Tremendous man, too. Tremendous, nice man.
Yes.
For those people who don't know Diamond Dallas Page, if you don't know about he was a great wrestler. I think he's got DDP Yoga now. You can get over there and see that. I believe it's DDP Yoga on Facebook. I believe that's what it is. Facebook will not let me chat and hello. Well, you did get it though, didn't you?
You got on there.
You think Ric Flair is AEW? I think so.
Yeah.
Rodney? I mean, where else is he going to go that's going to give him millions of dollars?
Yeah, nobody can afford him. Impact, Ring of Honor. I know they would love to have him, but they can't afford him.
No, I believe he will end up there probably in the next few weeks. If not, do they go live? Do they go live? Are they live like on? They're on Wednesday nights, right?
They're live on Wednesday and they're live on Fridays.
So he's going to show up, I believe, only Wednesday or Friday. I do believe he's going to show up on one of those shows.
I shake my head, and as you know,
Okay,
I hate to
go ahead.
cause
Give us
problems,
your
if you don't
opinion.
mind. They are investing too much money into people that really cannot produce. And the bottom line is development of new talent is the key. And they can keep adding and causing that cost to go up over and over and over again. And they'll just keep climbing and they'll see no result. They'll end up a year and a half with nobody.
Well, I will tell you
time to develop.
That me and Jack has talked about it, and we are available for podcasts or whatever you need done. I mean,
heck, if you just need somebody yelled at, I'm your guy.
There we go. We're available. I mean, if you're throwing out a couple of $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year, sure. We're available. We're available, and we'll love the product just like Jim Ross does. We'll just love it, and that's.
I was watching Impact, and I just turned. I just happened up on it. I was going through free channels, and it came up. And the very moment that I let the sound go, it was an announcer yelling, and there was nothing going on in the ring, and he was just yelling. I mean, for whatever reason, and I figured out what it was. The announcers of the day are trying to copy Jim Ross. And Jim Ross was great when he was doing that, but when everybody is doing it and you tune in and somebody's yelling at you right off the bat, I didn't have time to mute the sound.
When Jim Ross was doing it, let's say he did it at the opening of the show. What they don't understand, the opening show, they would have the people yelling.
Right.
Well, he almost had to, so he could even know that he was saying something. Right. Same thing, and if you go watch WWE, you go back and watch the old shows, he only got excited when he needed to get excited. He didn't get excited every day. You can't get excited because a guy puts on a headlock, okay? That's not enough to get excited about. And that's the one thing that Jim Ross was good at. And if he knew what was going on, he would tell you what was going on.
Tell you in advance. He would. That's where I was just thinking about when I tuned in, and I'm thinking, how obnoxious. And I'm thinking it reminded me of them trying to imitate, and that's what they were doing. They were trying to imitate Jim Ross, and it doesn't come off good. It doesn't, because they're trying to tell a story while they're yelling at people. And, having these comparisons to irrelevant things that have nothing to do with wrestling also is a Jim Ross.
Well, having four sitting out there at that desk talking at one time is just way overkill.
I could see him being the new head of the Dark Order. I don't know that he'd do that, because you're going to put him with a bunch of people that are horrible to begin with, and you're going to put him as a Dark Order. I don't know. CM's going to do it. I see CM Punk being by himself and controlling everything he does. I don't know that they'll tell him what to do. I just don't see it.
If you have him on a TV show in the first week and he's on there over 10 minutes, you've just wasted him. He needs to be in and out quick. Say what he's going to do and get out. Don't stay out there and overexpose himself right off the bat.
Make people want to see him. Omega, he said Omega. Yeah, I forget his name for some reason. I don't know why. It just does this. I would like to answer to Mickey, but I wasn't asked. What was he at? What was?
I don't know.
For sure. Well, go ahead and answer.
Was that the biggest jerk or whatever? Which one was he asking? I'll answer that question. That's a good idea.
Maybe I could see whatever it is. Go ahead and tell us who you believe. We'll go ahead and put it on there. We're not afraid. I like your guys. I like you guys' show. Thank you so much, Randy. We certainly appreciate it. Hello, everybody from Victor Nash. Arnold. I don't know if I won't be able to say this name. Do y'all know?
Hey, Arnold.
Well, whatever happened to Chick Donovan? He kind of looked like Ric Flair. Jack, I'll let you answer that.
I saw Chick last year. Chick's still in fantastic shape. He is closing in on 70 years old if he's not there already. But he still goes in better shape than probably 90% of the guys in the independent wrestling right now.
Yeah, Chick. I saw a photograph of Chick, and man, he still got the hair.
And just a great guy to be around too.
Yeah,
Very, very low key, very respectful. Just nice guy.
yeah. We always liked the Golden Boy. He always a nice guy, and I didn't never think I always thought he should get a bigger push in Georgia.
Yep, definitely.
I always thought he was so good, so fluid in the ring. Especially, he had a car accident, and he was out for a while back in 1980. Maybe 81. And boy, when he came back, he was in tremendous shape. And I remember saying these words, that car accident helped him get in shape. I remember telling him. And from that point on, he was so good in the ring. I said, man, you're missing even as a kid, 12 years old, 11 years old, I said, you're missing the boat. Chick Donovan needs to be pushed. But now at the same time, we said Bobby Eaton, Dennis Condrey, Wayne Ferris, all should have got a push as well in Georgia. And they did not. So. And for whatever reason, Kevin Sullivan did. I don't know what happened there. Did I? I think I forgot this one, didn't I? Bobby Eaton, nicest. Vader to me, can't say family show.
On the family show.
Though, I never had any problems with Leon White. I just never had any problems with him. He was always good to me. Never did I have a problem with him. Now, he ran me one time in White, Georgia, all the way around the building, but he was just joking. I don't foresee him running me that much.
Did you get his weight wrong?
No,
there are people who
I wouldn't even do the ring announcement. I had done that. Me and Ted Allen had done White, Georgia together at some old gym. I can't remember what the gym was called, but we did the show, and I think Vader. And I'm going to say it was Ron Simmons.
Yeah, that place was hopping. I did the ring,
and it was sold out. Back to you couldn't get nobody else in the building. And I said something about him, and I said, he said, "Boy, he said something to me, and I said, well, you know what? You can't even. There's nothing you could do. I said I could run so fast you couldn't catch me. And he ran after me outside the building, around cars." And I mean, I was booking it, and he ran me the whole way, all the way back into the other. Man. But I never had problems with him. Did you ever meet him, Jack?
I never had the opportunity.
Rodney, was he ever?
No.
Always respectful to us. He always treated us great.
Yeah, so. we had Harley race there that night. It was big.
Yeah, it was a good.
And I believe Ron Simmons was a champion that night.
I believe he was. Because I believe we went to Russellville, Alabama.
He just won it, did he not? He just won it. And
that's another nice man, by the way. Ron Simmons was a tremendous, tremendous man. Still is, I'm pretty sure. But even as the world champion, very nice man. And I can't say nothing bad about him. Butch Reed, nice man. Junkyard Dog, nice person. Jim Duggan, nice person. Most wrestlers, most wrestlers were. Let's see, Victor Nash, of course. He wants Charlotte with him. She's his girlfriend, and I think very soon is going to be wife.
I think she's I think she's pretty burnt out with WWE.
Mickey Mainfield, I really like Dr. Brett Baker. Is she good? I've not seen her. I know the fans.
She's really good, and I'm going to tell you, a year ago when they first brought her in, and they were starting up, I didn't think she was going to last. I just didn't think she was really good. But she has developed over the last year and a half, however long they've been in business now, to, I think, probably the best female on their roster and probably one of the better ones in the business.
Rodney, have you seen her? Because I've not seen her.
No, if it's AEW, I've seen that. Almost hardly anything from this show.
She is incredibly over as a bad guy, but she gets such a crowd response. It's unreal.
MLW on, what's that say?
BN TV. And they're also on Vice TV. They're fixing to start, I think, weekly shows with Vice this fall.
I won't put this. I'm going to put this on, but Sipo said I heard Foley was nice. Yes, very nice man. Mick Foley, never took himself seriously. By the way, even when he was on top, I even talked to him when he was on top. He was very nice to me. Yep. Paul Orndorff, I never had any problems with.
Nope.
He said he was a piece of, but I never saw that of Paul Orndorff. He was always nice to us. Even from 1978, I think is when we met him. He was nice then, and all the way up to when he was working for World Championship Wrestling, always respectful to us and nice to us. So I can't say anything bad about Paul Orndorff. Let's see. Victor Nash. Christian beat Omega for the Impact World title. I believe All Out it will be Omega versus Christian. Winner takes all. I thought he had both belts on him the other night. Christian.
The Impact titles are actually two belts. It's the old TNA belt and the new Impact title. They're one championship, and they're supposed to be combining them into making just one belt. But right now, they've got two of them.
Oh, okay. All right. I was, Diane said Alf. Yes. Always loved Alf. I go back and watch it today. Not as good as I remember it.
Alf was great. It's the rest of those people that were awful.
That's true. There's something about that.
They were terrible actors. I don't know how they got on that show.
Britton White. Evening, fellas. How you doing, Britton? Victor Nash said Reigns. I'm not for sure what he was speaking about. I guess the
we're talking about the overrated. We're thinking probably.
So he believes that Reigns overrated. I've kind of liked what I saw. I don't watch a lot of it. I do watch bits and pieces.
I think the combination between him and Paul is really good.
The Miz can stand on his own 2 feet now.
My 11-year-old daughter has only started watching wrestling here lately, and for whatever reason, Alexa Bliss is her favorite, but she loves The Miz. Of course, now she's been watching the Miz and Mrs. show for quite a while, and she come in here the other day, and she threw up her hands, and she said, "The Miz can walk. Did you see it?" And I said, "No, come here, Ava. Come here. I want y'all to meet. This is Ava. She loves The Miz. Y'all don't hold that against her."
Well, he's just, I like his show. It's really funny.
Okay. All right. Go on.
I've not seen his show. Does he have like a reality show?
Yeah, it is. And it is funny. It's a pretty good show.
Okay. So I've never seen it.
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Miz, the wrestler, but I wish that I had somebody of his capability to be a utility player like that on my show. I mean, he does what he's told. He doesn't care. He's there for whatever you want him to be. I wouldn't make him a comedy act, though.
No, because he can wrestle.
Yeah,
he can wrestle, but they have made a comedy. It's not his fault. He's doing what
No. He's collecting a huge paycheck, and right now I would have my nose down too.
Let's see. Sipo said tag team, the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. I think he's talking about tag teams. We talked about. Got a lot of heat. Cut Bianca's hair. Her roof would blow off. Yeah, but don't people know that that's an extension though? Probably. I mean, I would think it is. I would think as you're.
Yeah, it is, but I don't know how many people actually know that.
Saul David Salinas. I believe that's how you would say. I love when getting the title, so it means you had a legit win. Now it is who has the cheers behind them. I don't know what that Go 86 make it even. Glenn Allen Shelton. He said Canyon was I'm guessing he was a gay wrestler.
Yeah,
I guess he was the first openly gay wrestler, was he?
Yes. Yeah, he kind of broke the mold, but he paid a huge price for that too, which is very unfortunate.
Yes. Chris asked the question: is Christy Lord related to Jack?
She is not. but she's pretty good.
Let's see, Jimmy Ellison. So where do you have the Wrestling Pro and Dick Dunn on your Hot 100? I have to say neither one of them are on it because I really never saw them. So I can't really. I know they drew money. I knew they drew a ton of money, but I did never see them wrestle. Jack, did you ever see either one of them wrestle?
I never saw Dick Dunn. I actually wrestled the Wrestling Pro one time, and I was like a pretzel by the time the match was over with. but he took care of me, even though he did twist me in every which way but loose. A lot of respect for him, though. But he did not make my top 10 either, simply because, they were never in my radar of when I was, watching wrestling. And still, it's not easy to find a lot of footage on them either.
Rodney, I know you don't usually divulge. Wrestling Pro, Dick Dunn, on your top.
We were never where they wrestled.
Yeah.
Now they may have been a wrestling. Dick Dunn may have wrestled under mask. I'm not quite sure, but I don't remember any of his matches.
By the way,
Sorry.
Dick Dunn. If for those of you who don't know who Dick Dunn is, you never seen him. There is a photograph on him that we posted maybe a few days ago. You can look it up. Dick Dunn.
I believe he's the king of New Brockton, isn't he?
I believe he was, yes. Diane said Jasper, Alabama is where I guess he's where Mike Jackson
Yes.
was.
Yeah.
Let's see. Saul said, do a show on Voodoo Malumba, Southwest Championship Wrestling. Come on, I don't know that I've seen
Well,
that.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Voodoo Malumba. Yeah, we'll do one.
Yeah,
I
we'll
didn't even
do
know.
that.
Jack, did you know this guy existed?
No,
Did
We
not.
learn something new every day. Saul, we'll do that. We'll look him up and see. Kevin Penley said the Jasper promotion is New Era, ran by
Yep.
newspaper owner James Phillips. So I say Mike's, I think, name is All Pro Wrestling.
Yep, I believe that's right. James
Victor-
Phillips is a nice guy and runs a really good show down there in Jasper.
And I think he does very well as
Yep.
well. I think I've seen the crowds from there. So Victor Nash said Junkyard Dog. Jeffrey, good evening, gentlemen. Any thoughts on the Heritage Wrestling promotion to run on Circle? Jack, I'll let you tell that story.
Well, don't be tuning in because there was no camera crew. There was no rain till right at showtime, my understanding. There was nobody getting paid on that show. So Heritage is a one and done endeavor. And I was actually booked to go next month to help out with the show. So I have changed my plans as well.
I think he actually left the building, didn't he? He was like
He
Elvis
did.
Presley. He had left the building.
He did. And his response now to anybody is, I can't talk to you on the advice of my attorney.
Oh, man.
James Beard summed it up best. I spent some time with some great people this weekend, and the rest of it I just don't want to talk about.
Randy Award said Buff Bagwell can get on your nerves, so make sure, Jack, we're not next to him as well. I love DDP. Do you all have any Tim Jones stories?
Tom
Jones. He wasn't in where we were at.
Mm-mm.
For a little while, they were. I think he and Pork Chop were a team in Georgia, but we were not traveling with Dad at the time.
Somebody said, "Isn't Tom Jones a singer?"
Well, that also different guy.
Yeah, no, I've seen him wrestle, but I don't know that any of us has ever wherever.
I don't think I've ever met him.
And that's Clinton Bayshore. Bayshore, I believe is how you would say that. Kevin Penley said, Vince said on a conference call, no more small people. Yes, he's getting rid of all the small people. He said they can go to AEW. I think that's what he said. They can all go to AEW.
And yet turned around and what's the guy from NXT that he just signed for renewed his deal or offered him?
Adam
Cole, who is fantastic, by the way. I think if anybody could step in Shawn Michaels' shoes. It's this guy, but he's not a very big guy. But now my also understanding is he still hadn't signed the contract. So I don't know. But $1 million a year, that's hard. That'd be hard for me to turn down.
Kevin,
I can't be bought, but by golly, I can be contracted for a period of time.
Boy, I could too. If the money's right, I'm in contracted with him. Kevin Penley replied to, and I just have to put on that. He says it's unusual for Tom Jones to be in Pam McGee, how active were you in wrestling world when you were kids? Did you travel with your dad a lot? Was your mom active in the business? For a while, our mother did go, and she helped run the concession stands and sold the tickets for a time, but she did not really enjoy it. We enjoyed it from the time we were I guess we started going a lot in 1976, didn't we, Rodney?
Right.
I was 6 years old. Rodney was 8, and we sold programs. I can never.
And there's no telling how many times we were in the same building at the same time, and I probably bought a program for you and didn't know who you were.
Exactly. Right. We would sell the pro. Now we did not sell in Columbus, Georgia, or Macon, Georgia. That was. I don't believe Red and Charlie would go there. I don't think they went there at all. But if you went to Rome, Georgia, I'm pretty sure we walked that whole building and sold programs. Yep. We'd sell $200 or $300, and we'd make a whopping $2 or $3. But hey, we were happy. We were only 6 or 7 years old. I didn't even know how to make change, by the way. So I did not know. And then we'd help put up the ring, the things that we could put up. I remember one time I tried in Gainesville, Georgia, to put up the little side railings, and I was only maybe 11 years old, and I smashed my finger. And I wouldn't let nobody know it. I went to the restroom because I was afraid if they knew it, they would never let me put up the ring again. Yep. And then I came back and said I slammed my door I slammed my hand in the bathroom. And look at that, what I did, because I was not going to tell them I did that on the wrestling ring. That was not going to happen, because I knew I'd never get to put it up again if they knew I hurt myself. So I had to work my own angle. I know we're running out of time, guys, so we're going to have to get off of here. But we certainly do appreciate everyone coming on, and sorry we didn't get to everybody, but we certainly do appreciate everybody being a part of Pro Wrestling Inside and Out. Don't forget, if you're in Dalton, Georgia on September 23rd, come out and see us. We'll be glad to see everybody, and come out and see us. And we'll have tickets for our show on Friday, October 8th. You can buy them there as we're going to be there. Jack, anything we need to talk about before we leave?
ProWrestlingTees.com. Go buy your T-shirts. Because we won't have any on hand at any of the appearances we do, and probably not at the show itself. But you can always buy a picture of your favorite bomber.
There you go.
Anyway, but yeah, ProWrestlingTees.com, Pro Wrestling Inside and Out. Go buy a T-shirt.
Rodney?
I think we got it all done up tonight.
All right, guys. Thank you all so much. We will see everyone tomorrow night, as Rodney will tell us who his number 88 and 87. Jack will say what his and tell us who you on your list. Who's 88? Who's 87? Everybody probably already knows 88 for me, but you don't know 87. So it'll be and as a matter of fact, I don't know who's 87. So I won't know until I go back and look what my list was. Thank y'all so much. We certainly appreciate it, and we'll see everybody tomorrow night right here on Pro Wrestling Inside and Out.